Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Girl with the Shovel. I am Angela, and today we are going to be repotting our pothos. So to start off, you will need your pothos plant, you're going to need some fresh soil, and then depending on, are you doing a refresh repot or are you doing a potting up? So that means, are you repotting just to switch out the soil, get some fresh soil in there, or has it regrown or outgrown its pot? If it's outgrown its pot, then you may need to pot up a size. So today I'm just going to do a refresh, and I'm actually going to be potting my pothos into a self-watering pot. So repotting is pretty simple. All you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't pull it out of the pot too hard. I'm just going to shake it a little bit back and forth, loosen it up a little bit, and here we go. So the soil here is really old. I haven't repotted it in a little while, and that's why it definitely needs a refresh. So the roots aren't too bad. Not much new roots here, and once again that's because I've had it in this pot for a while, so I'm trying to rejuvenate this guy here. So right now I'm going to massage the root ball a little bit, try to loosen up that soil to try to get rid of some of that old soil. So I'm going to massage it out. This might take a minute. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. I've loosened up and gotten out a lot of that old soil, and I'm ready to get my pot and some fresh soil. So here is my self-watering pot. And of course it's just the pot inside of that, and then you put the water inside and we get the wick up into it. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this in and start putting some fresh soil around it. Now today I'm using a tropical potting mix from Miracle-Gro. Now I don't always use this. I usually mix my own, but for right now I'm a little low on my personally mixed DIY soil. So I'm just going for the pre-made bag right now, just to save a little bit of time. But if you want to find out what I usually use, you can check out my video on DIY houseplant soil. But for now, we're going to go ahead with the tropical potting mix from Miracle-Gro. So some of the things that you want to make sure of when you are repotting your pothos is first that you don't use a pot that's too large. So you can see this pot is actually pretty small because then it has the water reservoir beneath it. But for the root size, this is actually pretty decent. Okay, and I wouldn't go any smaller, but also like this is probably about the largest I would go. I wouldn't go any bigger than this, just because you need to make sure that you don't have too big of a pot when you have just a few roots, because then you'll have too much moisture where the roots can't get at it, and it'll just sit in your soil, and then you'll run into root rot problems because your soil will be too moist in certain parts simply because your pot is too big and the roots aren't there yet. So that is one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they're repotting their plants, is using a pot that's too large. And so now we're just going to place this right in here. I'm going to give my pot a nice little scrub, put some water in the bottom, and we are done. And it is going to love that. I found that my pothos particularly love the self-watering pots. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. It's not mandatory, but they do really well with the self-watering pots. But other pots are fine too, like I had it in this terracotta pot. It was great. I've had them in plastic pots. They do just as fine, mainly because the pothos is so forgiving and such a nice plant to have for beginners. They're definitely one of my most recommended plant for beginners because they are so easygoing and they adapt to a lot of different climates and a lot of different care routines. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe so you don't miss another video. And then for any more plant care tips, check out my website, thegirlwiththeshovel.com. I have lots more tips for you for pothos, for caring for pothos, for propagating pothos, and all of the above. So make sure you check that out, and I will see you in the next video.